Not too bad. A little couple hiccups here and there, but you know, I don't hate it. Welcome to a new week. Last week's video is doing really, really well. Well, for my standards anyway. Over 100 views on that guy so far. It's only been out for a couple days. It is currently Monday, so it's only been out for a day, I guess, since I did it late. But yeah, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. Don't know where they came from, but, you know, again, that's not why I do it. But it's a pretty fun little thing to see every once in a while. YouTube just says, hey, guess what? And I'm like, what? And they're like, your video's doing okay. I'm like, oh, nice. Alan! What's that from? I don't even remember. Excuse me. No. Anyway. Alan. I hope it's well liked. I have to just let it cool here for a little bit. I forgot to turn the camera on to start the video when I was putting all the letters together. Because I was going to come in and say, hey, I got all the pieces ready. Let's get the letters together and get it all put together. But I spent a lot of time over on the grinder and the wire wheel, getting it shined up and ready to go. The problem that I was having is that the N is huge. But so I shortened the L's. The E is just small, I think, actually. But yeah, I don't know. And I grinded the welds on the back of the letters so they're nice, and I rounded off the points just a little bit, especially on the N. Could have done a little bit better job on that side, that corner, but yeah, I think everything came out looking pretty good. I was afraid that welding it was going to put the burn marks on them, but it didn't. And so they want this painted white. And then I have to ship it off. It'll be the first time shipping anything in a while. Well, ever, actually. Not a while. Let's put that there. Alan! So yeah, there's that. So this week, that was the most important thing to get done because that's an order that was made, so I want to make sure I get that done. So we got that done. So now this week, we're going to work on the deer a little bit. I just put them over here on the side. So we'll work on the deer a little bit. I'm worried about the body being too small, so I think we're going to widen it a little bit while we work on it. And I think what we're going to do this week for this guy, if not finish him, we're going to try to, but other things are going to have to be made as well. So we are going to do the outline of the body and then try to fill it in. So we're going to have to round some shoes, I think. I'm going to try without rounding the shoes, just clean them up and try to get them on. And then for in between the neck, I came up with like an S-shape idea for a shoe. We're just going to make one in a kind of an S shape on either side, stick it in there so there's a little bit of a design in there, and then it's just not too much in there to distract from what we're doing. So the deer is something we really want to get working on this week because it's for Courtney for Christmas, and I want her to have it before Christmas. And so I think it's a little ambitious for me to have started so late doing it. So that's a me problem that I'm going to have to try to correct in the future if I'm trying to do a more ambitious project. To make sure I have a timeline that I'm not going to get stressed out about. Other things this week, most likely that I'll have to start doing, but I don't know if it'll be this week or next week, are we're going to make some Christmas presents for my brother and my sister-in-law. and whatever other Courtney has me do. Courtney had me make a couple more owls yesterday after I was done making the video and putting it out. Oh no, today's Tuesday, not Monday. Today is Tuesday. That's why I'm all messed up. Yesterday I had my horse lesson and I did a little bit in the shop. And so I made some owls. I got all of the pieces for the owl done. And then I was supposed to start the video today. And now we're all caught up. We're all caught up together. We got that time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this cool. I'm going to get the first coat of paint on it. And then I'm going to send a picture to the customer and let them tell me yes or no to finish it up. I'm going to send the picture before I paint it, but because I already sent them a picture of all the pieces of the letters kind of together, but it was hard. It's hard to see what the final product will look like in that form. But they said they loved what I sent them, so this should be exactly what they wanted. And then we'll start when we come back. We'll start working on the deer and or one of the Christmas presents, depending on my timeline. The deer is what I really want to work on, so we'll probably be working on that as soon as we come back. So give me a little bit. I'm going to tidy up a little bit, so then we have just deer ready to go, and then we'll get that good to go. Hello, welcome back. Hope everything's going well. So I've rigged up this stand situation here. It's got my really long clamp with this thing that I found clamped there so it holds it up. And then we're going to try to finish doing some of the body right now. There's a couple of little problems that I'm hoping I can fix during the process. One being when we're looking at it this way, the top part of the neck is actually moving out this way. The bottom part's straight, so I want to keep that going, but I want to move this over, and I don't want to cut it and re-weld it. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to put more length on it and then move it over and then weld the neck pieces on as it's kind of being held over. So, because right now it's not long enough. There's not enough leverage for me to just slide it over. I'd have to like really reef on it, and there's no real way to do that. I tried clamping some bars on the sides just to straighten it while I weld everything, but the bars just bent. So I welded this too good. Because I was kind of hoping while I was playing around with it that either it would break on this shoe or it would break up here, and then I could just readjust it. But it didn't work out that way. So what I'm going to try to do is I've heated and cleaned about 12 shoes, 14 if you count the neck pieces. And I'll show you the neck pieces. We're just going to let them cool down. I think they're really cool. I wasn't sure when I was making them. I'm like, I hate these. But then I finished them, and I think they're really cool, and I think they're really going to help me keep the neck straight. So I have to get more length on the back. The only problem I have now, though, aside from that one, is that as I build the body, it's all going to sag on these welds. And so I'm going to try to find a way to keep it standing up. Like this is pretty solid. Like it's not going to move. It wiggles back and forth this way, but up and down it doesn't. I just know that once we get out to here-ish, if it's that big, I don't know how big the body is. We're going to go until it's not comfortable anymore, and then step it back one. And then we're going to come underneath and do this one. And then we might fill in the body, or we might do the legs and then fill everything in. The legs are going to take some work. I'm hoping to get to them today. I'm really hoping that I have some time here. Anyway, so I've fixed up some shoes, and as I was cleaning them, since they were hot anyway, I put some downward bends and some upward bends, and then some foldy bends in almost all of them, just so I have a variety of different kind of bends, so I can mix and match what I want to do with these. Like this guy's going to sit here, but we're probably going to put another little angle on him, because I think we want the body to come in a little bit sharper, right? We want to and we're going to have to hold almost all of this. Almost all of this is going to have to be handheld. So I should be able to just, hopefully just hand hold it all. We should probably put the clip up here if we can. And then with all these, with all the clamps and the bars sticking out, I'm going to get stuck doing this stuff. But we're going to give it a shot, and I'm going to try to get a bunch of these shoes on now and just see what I can do. And I don't want them to be too short, so I want to pull them out a bit. And I'm probably going to do some welds on the outside of shoes. We know I like to keep the welds on the inside of the project, but if I'm going to hand hold it and then do it, I mean, I could probably clamp this one, but for most of it, I'm going to hand hold it, and I just don't want to have to worry about. See, that one I'm going to have to hand hold because I want it in more. I don't want to have to worry about things. So yeah, let's get our welding gear on, and we'll just grab a couple shoes at a time and just try to find our shape that we want. That looks good up there, I think. Just want to make sure it's straight, but we want to make sure it's straight with the unstraight part, which is not great. It's not a great thing to be feeling, you know? Like, we know that this is off to the side, but we're going to keep going off to the side, which is crazy to me. If worse comes to worse, we'll break this weld up here and we'll just re-weld the whole thing, but I really don't want to do that. And I'm really worried about the sag. So I'm going to maybe find a piece of wood to stick underneath it. Actually, hang on. I don't know if I have anything right now that would do such a thing. I don't want to cut my dowel, because I have this dowel, which would be perfect. Once we get out to here, I could just have the dowel hold it up, you know? Well, I mean, I don't want to cut it though, because I might, like, what if I need it for a different project? Well, we'll put this aside. We'll wait till the sag happens and then see what happens. Maybe the sag will just break all the welds and I'll cry. Maybe that will just happen. Yeah. All right. We have a body. Woo! I'm all out of breath for no reason. You know, because that's what happens when you get older and fatter. But I mean, I have a lot of brushing to do here. For sure, a lot of brushing to do. Woo-wee. While I was trying to finish this up, I got a message from Courtney that she needs me for something. So hopefully I can make it back into the shop. I don't know what she needs, but I was fiddling around. I don't know how much of this process I kept in the video. Hopefully I kept a lot of it and I just sped it up or whatever. But I was messing around with some of these other shoes that we didn't use so far. And I thought it was really maybe a cool idea to put these guys like kind of here. These ones that were bent up, not under or in, right? So we could do this and that could be like their leg well kind of thing. And then I have an idea of where I want to put the legs when we make them. We can put one back here. So if we did it from this side, it kind of look like that. They'd have to be popped out a bit because then the body, we're going to have to finish the body to come in. I don't have any shoes that are good to finish the body because I want them all to be curved inwards on themselves. Kind of like this guy, but more so. Right? And then we got some shoulder pieces maybe. Yeah, this is a big good shoulder piece. See, I'm just, woo. Got some, a shoulder piece and then put that leg well piece underneath it. Oh, that kind of slaps. I don't even know what that means. Anyway, so I want to take a look at trying to get these guys in there. Now that the bum is done, there's really no play in here anymore. So I think I'm going to have to adjust them. Because these are just decorative. They're going to be a little structural, but they're mainly decorative. So I don't have to. So yeah, it shrunk down just a bit. I'm going to have to widen them, or I just keep them on the outside of it, which I think is maybe fine. These things turned out to be, ooh, goodbye. Well, this one is just a little tight, but we're going to do that just to strengthen the neck, which is great. And then we can start piecing together the body. And if I do the leg well shoulder thing, then we can just do the legs last. So I got to put a tail on this thing. So I had to make a decision because obviously all these shoes are running the same way across the body. And so I knew coming to the end that they would either have to, the two shoes of a heel, two sets of, the heels of the shoes are going to meet up. And we're going to have this big gap back here, which I decided to do here because that's where I want to put the tail. I don't know what the tail is going to look like yet, but it's going to get mounted right there. So if I put a bar across there and mount the tail on that, then should we just do a little bushy tail like a bunny rabbit? What do you think? No. Yeah. So yeah, we'll have to shape we still have ears to do, which, to be honest, I think they're going to widen the head quite a bit. So it's going to make the neck look even skinnier. But we're coming along. I'm really happy with this this little setup, this brace setup that I have. It's going to have to either go higher or we're going to have to get rid of it to do the legs because I think the legs are going to be longer than this for sure. And we're going to make most of the I don't know if we're just going to make straight legs. We'll see when we're making them. Basically, what I want to do for the legs is similar to how the neck is done, but tighter. And so I really want to squeeze the shoes together in on themselves, right? Just fold them in this way on themselves, so down and in. I just want to fold them up nice and tight, not extremely tight, but tight. And then I want to alternate them. And then the hoof is actually going to end up being the bottom of one of the shoes. If you look at when we were making the bottle openers, I made this really silly one. Remember this silly one? I use it when I come down here with a broom. But it's really heavy and awkward, and it's not feasible as a bottle opener, but I use it. Anyway, so it's going to kind of be almost similar to that, just not as tight together. Again, we don't want to go tight. But this is going to flip up. So this is going to it's going to flip up, and that's going to be what the deer sits on. It's just this little piece here, so it's going to be kind of dainty, look like a hoof, I hope. Look like a deer hoof, which is different than a horse hoof. So we're going to try. And so when we come back, I'm going to hopefully have the neck pieces in, and then either I have to clean and bend a bunch more shoes to get the body done. So I'm going to work on that in the meantime and figure out the tail, the ears, the legs. And we're getting closer. We're getting a lot closer. Filling in the body shouldn't be that bad. I just need a bunch of shoes that is all bent over on it, like they're all bent the correct way. And then maybe I'll get a couple more like this that are bent the opposite way, just for the leg wells. I call them leg wells like a car. It's a tire well. I don't know what you call them, but I don't know what you'd call them, yeah. But yeah, we can do that. And then that gives us a really good starting point for building the body, which I think is great. So if we did 4 shoes like that, all roughly the same size, we probably want the bigger ones on the back. And so yeah, I'm going to work on that. And then when we come back, hopefully I have something to show in the progress department. So we'll be back. Hello. So that was a little bit more tedious, I think, than I expected it to be. I thought I had prepared everything the way I wanted, and then I was just going to do that montage of putting it all together kind of thing. But I had to make another shoe there. So this guy here, very hot still, no touchy. I made a mistake this morning, and I'm wondering if I don't play with fire, right after I wake up. So what I had done is I was heating up shoes and cleaning them and shaping them. It was actually, I think it was these big ones here. And as I was pulling a shoe out of the forge, my knuckle here hit the fire brick, and I got some whiteness on there. And so I was like, oh, and I had switched hands. So I was holding the shoe in this hand, red hot. And I was like, oh, there's dust there. And I just brushed it off with a red hot shoe. So that was an interesting this morning. I didn't really get too burnt. Still a little red. It was really quick, but the glove just went. I just put these gloves on this morning. So that's how the morning started, which was interesting. But yeah, I think we're looking really good here. This is coming along nicely. I haven't, these two hind shoes here, hind shoes on the back, they're just barely tacked on. Same with these two front ones. These two front ones look like they're going to stay, for sure. I really liked them, and I'm glad that I made the other one instead of just like trying to force this one to work. If it was a different size shoe, it would have made it look lopsided. Yeah, I like how these two hind ones kind of give it a hump on the back here, which is nice. So I think I like them. I think they're going to stay. I think everything here is going to stay. Now down here, I don't plan on putting anything in here, but then I was playing around while we were waiting for the other shoe to warm up, and then I was playing around with putting this guy in there or something, and it seems he looks okay in there. So if I can find another one just like this and shape it to be the exact same, we might fill this gap. I didn't plan on it because I kind of liked the floating big shoe in the middle thing. I liked that concept, that idea. I also was thinking about these gaps here, just bridging these gaps with little pieces that we have laying around, just finding pieces that fit and fill it out just for accents. But that's at the end when we're touching up the thing, after the tail and the ears are done and the legs. Yeah, speaking of the legs, I've made some pieces and I'm not confident in them at all. So we'll talk about the front legs first. I was trying to figure out how to do these legs, and I was almost just, we're not doing legs, no. I was almost like, let's just make sticks. Just everything else looks great. Let's just put sticks down here. Just straighten some shoes and stick them down, and we'll be good. But anyway, I made these guys. So this is what I was talking about, is what the foot would look like sitting on the ground, hopefully. It's not exactly what I envisioned, but that's what came out when I was doing it. Then I made similar things. It's exactly the same. Ooh, careful now. Everybody calm down. I made a similar thing here. It's exactly the same, just not kicked up. So this is just going to sit on top here. It's either going to be like right on it, or it's going to sit behind it. I haven't really decided yet. And then, so that kind of puts these legs to be maybe a little stubby, because my third thing is they're still, okay, they're not too hot, okay. As I made these guys, again, similar thing, just less thereof, but I put a bend in it. And so what this is going to do is it's going to sit in the leg hole that we created. Kind of, I hope. And we're going to turn it, because we want the feet to sit straight on, but then it has to attach to the leg. So we had to twist this guy. And so, where is my other straight one? So if we attach these two together like this, and then try to make this guy sit on top of it so it's like kind of straight. Can't do this. I don't know if these clips are strong enough to do this, but let's try here. That belongs down there now. Okay. So if this guy sits like this, then this guy is supposed to sit in here and be the twist that brings it into the body. Kind of like I had it mapped. Oh no. I built them both. I built one of them wrong. I'm going to have to reheat it. But that's yeah, I got to son of a gun. Let's move to the other side. I know you can't see it, but I need to test this. So if this sits in here like this, see that works. For some reason I built them both exactly the same, even though they're on different sides of the body. So that would sit up in here like this, and it would twist down into the thing. I wonder, is that too short of a leg though? There's no way for me to place this here and then take a step back and look. I could tack it all together, take a quick look. Oh, that looks good. Looks short, but it looks good. Here, let me actually tack this together really quick. These three pieces here. Make sure it's as straight as possible. Need to hammer it just a little bit. A little bit more. They don't have to, if they're not perfect, I'm okay with that just because they're legs and legs suck. All right. We're just going to tack it, so I'm going to just not wear my other gloves. That's not holding anything. Hold up. Okay. Hopefully that will hold enough. How do we want this? Might have to take the clip off of this one. I'm trying to do everything I can without taking clips off of everything. It looks weird. Thought it was going to look better than that. That's the general concept, though, of what the leg might be. It needs to be at least to the bottom here. I'm okay with the front legs being like straight up and down. It's the hind legs that we're going to make fanciness. Well, fancy because hind legs are weird. I don't know. There's like no definition to these. I really like the twist. But maybe we make them anyway, just like this. These two front legs, we'll just do this exact thing. And then maybe we can add some stuff to the back of them. I can't believe I twisted that one the wrong way, though. That's grinding my gears really bad right now. I totally thought that was correct. It's very not. I should be able to just heat it up and bend it right back the opposite way. So it shouldn't take too long to correct that. I like the foot. Like, I like the hoof. I like the foot. I like the twist. I don't like the whole thing put together, though. What if we twist the little one a little bit too? So they both kind of twist. We could try that on the next leg. Because this is the other. I found it. Take this guy. Be interesting to see what it looks like when it's kind of said and done. Sorry, I'm just standing right in the way. We could do one with its leg out. Just out like this. No. But yeah, anyway, let's talk hind legs for a second. Now, hind legs on the deer, just most like a lot of animals, they go back and then they come forward. And so I wanted to try to do that instead of just doing some straight legs. So what I'm going to use these big size 4 shoes to do something similar as we did on the front with the twist. But they're going to be bigger shoes. They're big chunky guys. And they're going to be tilted. I guess I should go this side. They're going to be kind of tilted towards the back. And then we're going to bring something. It's going to spin around and come forward. And once it does that, so we're going to build another shoe. I don't have the full design yet, so I'm really trying to figure this out for today. So we bring it back just a bit. I wanted it to sit way up in here, but I'm kind of liking it. Like, I don't know why, but I like it down. Yeah, so I like it a little down. So we might try that on the back end too, but either way, we still have to make the back end pieces. I made a couple already because I messed up on the front, so I turned them into backs, and I'll show you guys those. So we'll bring this guy back, then we'll take another medium-sized shoe, so one not as large, and we'll we'll twist it. See if I have one here. Maybe one of these hinds. Right, and then we'll bring it back this way, maybe up in there. we're going to obviously shape it differently, right? Because then we got the foot. We have the foot made. The foot comes up here a little bit. And then we have this piece that I did the opposite way of the feet to be kind of like a knee. So hopefully kind of like a knee, which would be nice. And then the knee would come into that shoe that we were talking about that comes off of the other guy. So this guy's going to have a twist and then connect kind of to the knee a little bit, I think. So if we did this, my fingers are not strong enough to hold these things. So let me take some time to fix some of these issues here. I'm really thinking about just sticking that leg on just like that. But let me get the other one done. I'll put them up against in there and see what they look like with two legs. And we'll go from there. We'll be back. Hello. First off, I'm going to say I apologize for how late this video is going to be. If you made it this far into the video, thank you, but it's going to be maybe 2 days late. I'm going to try to get it done. I'm very sick. I got sick yesterday and just got full body aches and everything. And I was trying to work in the shop today. And my grip strength is just done. And I have cloudy brain, so I messed up which side which leg was on 3 times. And then I've dropped things. Each leg, even the ones that we did earlier, have fallen and broken. Because they're only just tacked together, but each one of them fell and broke today. So that was fun. And then yesterday, when I planned to coming in to finish this up, the lock on the door of the shop is a keypad lock, and I don't have the key, the actual key for it, because the barn manager has it. And so when I came out in the morning, it was minus 20 degrees outside, and then the battery was dead. And so I couldn't get it in the shop. And it just so happened that the day previous, the barn manager left for a week. So Courtney is watching the whole thing, watching the property while she's gone. So Courtney went and tried to find me the key, and we had to replace the battery. And I lost a whole day to that. And then I ran out of propane, so I had to go and get that this morning. It was just a lot. And being sick at that time really sucked. So anyway, let's talk about the project, and then we're gonna call it there. You can see the back legs are pretty much situated in place. They're not welded; they're just clipped because I'm not sure of them still. I like the design of the leg that we made, but it gives it a weird 2-dimensional feeling in a 3-dimensional space. So what I've done is I've made I straightened some shoes because it's pretty much all I could do today. And then I put some bends in them. And what I want to do is to give it a little bit more 3-dimensional space. I want to put the legs up. We're going to get the legs on and secured later. And then we're going to put this guy in there. Oh, I think I bent this the wrong way. Oh, son of a gun. Oh, see, this is just a mess. We could do it this way, actually. That's actually not a total loss. We could actually just put it in this way, so then everything on the leg is facing the same way. Maybe that was my original intent. Maybe, in my hazy sickness, that was my original intent. But I figured, hey, why don't we do something like this and give it a little 3 dimensions on the leg. I thought that was pretty cool. And so we'll see. And then as I was trying to fit them, each one of them, that's when I started dropping legs. So yeah, this guy, yeah, they're both built the wrong way, but yeah, I'm gonna have to like adjust these because I just kind of built them both exactly the same, but every leg is a little bit different. So this tip needs to be pushed in that way a little bit, just so it sits where we want it to sit. And then this needs to come back a bit, but that's basically what we're going for here. So I made those for the front legs, and then for the hind legs, remember I told you about how they like kind of go backwards first. I made these guys. And so hopefully you can see this, but I kind of want to just do this. Try to give it that back leg look. It's still a little warm, so just trying to be careful. But I think that might give it that back leg look we're looking for without having to do too much. So, with that all being said, I'm still waiting for that one to cool off, and this one apparently. Oof. And then when it comes to actually putting the legs on, we're going to do it early next video. But I got worries of wobble, obviously, that we don't want these legs to be on wobbly. And I don't think that the welding table is a good enough flat surface for us to build it on or to weld them on. So either I'm going to take a piece of melamine board or MDF, something that we know to be flat, and then just put it on the welding table and then build all the legs onto that. And then try to eliminate the wobble that way. But I have a feeling we're going to end up with a wobble anyway because I'm not good at this. So stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the channel. I'm just not feeling to finish this up today. I need to go and rest, drink some orange juice and whatnot. Yeah. What an exciting couple of days. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys again.